Hello to the world and to the kingdom citizens. I greet you in the precious holy name of Yeshua Messiah, Yeshua HaMashiach, who said in his word, John 8:32, and ye shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free. Hi, I'm Dr. John Curry, Ambassador Pan-African, and welcome to the Kingdom of Heaven on Earth. If you want to follow this podcast, please subscribe to JC Global Embassy TV1. Ring the bell and hit the thumbs up button. As we continue in this series, we trust in God that you are able to glean from it, and we trust in God that you can begin to grow from what you're learning. The series continue, and it is the African glory story, the African glory story, and this would be part 4. Part 4, we're going to be dealing with Queen Cleopatra of Egypt. Queen Cleopatra of Egypt from 69 through 30 BC. Queen Cleopatra from Egypt. I believe the last time we gave you was Queen Sheba and Queen of Ethiopia. But now we're going to give you Queen Cleopatra of Egypt. The interesting thing about Queen Cleopatra is that Cleopatra was only 17 years old when she became queen, and not only that, but she has done, at that time, she has done some amazing and miraculous things. And also, just as a footnote, Queen Cleopatra of Egypt was black. And I know sometimes they try to show all of our black kings and black kings as white in order to basically whitewash black history to make it their own. Fact about it, there was a movie star by the name of Elizabeth Taylor who played Queen Cleopatra. They couldn't stand to see the fact that this black queen was dominating two powerful men at that time in Rome. So let's go in on it real quick. Queen Cleopatra of Egypt, 69 through 30 BC, when she was only 17 years old, almost destroyed Rome. She almost destroyed Rome by herself and much more. Now just think about it. This 17-year-old queen almost destroyed Rome by herself. Let's go in on it for a minute and let's take a closer look and a deep dive. Queen Cleopatra of Egypt had two men in love with her, and she spent a life with Julius Caesar in Rome. Later, she had a life with Mark Antony, also in Rome. And this is why she almost destroyed Rome by herself. A little 17-year-old young lady had two powerful men in love with her, the life with Caesar and the life with Mark Antony, which also gave her credence to be able to almost destroy Rome and much, much more. You see, her life with Caesar at that time, there was like a civil war between Julius Caesar and Pompey, was consuming Rome. Pompey eventually sought to take refuge in Egypt, but on the orders, he was killed. In pursuit of his rival, Julius Caesar followed Pompey into Egypt, where he eventually fell in love with Cleopatra. Now, these are white men going to Egypt, back and forth to Egypt, and he eventually fell in love with Cleopatra. And Cleopatra now had access to enough military to basically use muscles to dethrone her brother at the time. Her brother was, at that time, ruler of Egypt. But following Caesar's defeat, which forced the battle to be going to the Nile, and Caesar basically got restored Cleopatra to the throne. So her brother ended up drowning in the Nile, and Cleopatra was restored to the throne. Now, soon after that, he fled down to the Nile. Okay, so while being there, Cleopatra eventually followed Caesar back to Rome, but returned to Egypt in 44 BC following his assassination. So Caesar got killed But before he got killed, eventually they had an offspring, a son, which Caesar would not basically claim it as his own because he was in doubt that the boy was his. So eventually, when she went back to Rome, she returned back to Rome in 44 BC following his assassination. Now that's her life with Caesar. This is Queen Cleopatra having this life, this black young lady having this life with Julius Caesar, a white military war man during that time. And this is why they did not want to show a black queen with a white military war man, so they had to put in her place Elizabeth Taylor. But not only did she have a life with Julius Caesar, but she went on to have a life with Mark Antony. This was in 41 BC. Now, all of this is before Christ. 41 BC, Mark Antony part. And the second tribunal ruled Rome over the murder of Caesar. Went to Cleopatra, so Mark Antony wanted to find out what had happened with Caesar and what had happened with her and Caesar. So they had a meeting, and he sent for Cleopatra to have this meeting, and she would answer any questions that about her allegiance to the empire fallen leader. So Mark Antony wanted to know how close were they, and he was trying to find out more information about her, as how close were she to knowing what was going on in the city of Rome. And it goes on and it says, Cleopatra agreed to his request and made a lavish entry. So this 17-year-old black queen made a lavish entry into the city of Tarshish. Now note here, Tarshish was where the place where Paul was. So this is real history, and it did happen in Rome. But you let the Europeans talk about it. They like to replace it with white people so that black folks can think that we was never in Tarshish, in Rome, dealing with the Caesars at that time. Now, what happened here, Mark Antony was captivated by her beauty and her personality. So this white man was captivated. This general was captivated by her beauty and her personality. Antony plunged into a love affair with Cleopatra that would eventually produce 3 children, including twins, named Alexandra, and Cleopatra's silence was there so that no one would really find out about what was going on. Just like Caesar before him, Antony was embroiled in a battle over Rome's control. His rival was Caesar's own great-nephew, Octavius, known as Octavian, who became the future of the Emperor Caesar's Augustus. So all of this took place. When all of these things began to take place, there was some trauma going in on Rome, and people was not really sure of how to handle it. So as a result of that, Octavius had saw Cleopatra and changed for financial and military support to secure his own rule over the empire. So can you see how Cleopatra was basically juggling a lot of stuff? And she was basically manipulating Mark Antony so that she could take control and do some of the things that she always wanted to do. Okay, now this is important because this is a black queen, and she was no more than, as I said, 17 years old, and naturally she got older as she went on. But Antony agonized his rival by declaring that his son was not his legal heir. So there was fussing and fighting over that his son was not his legal heir. But it went on and it got even deeper, because what we see here is that the more it went on, Antony soon returned to the battlefield, where he was falsely informed that Cleopatra had died. Now get this now. This young black queen had died, and he was informed that she had died. Upon hearing, now this is Mark Antony. This is the second love affair. Remember, the first one was Caesar, A Life with Caesar. The second one is Mark Antony. So now she's in this this affair with Mark Antony, and she had 3 children. One is twin. One group are twin, 2 twin boys, and also she got 3 kids by him. So it's amazing what is going on. So what happened was Antony soon returned. Now she's with Antony now. She was with Caesar, but Antony soon returned to the battlefield where he was falsely, they lied to Mark Antony, falsely informed that Cleopatra had died. I want that to resonate with you. So this Mark Antony was in love with Cleopatra, this black queen. A white general, war man, was in love with this black queen. And when he found out, he was informed that she had died. Here's what happened. Upon hearing the news, the despondent Roman leader committed suicide by stabbing himself. He stabbed himself to death when he found out that the woman that he loved had passed on. He stabbed himself. Cleopatra followed her lover demise by ending her life, as well as being bitten by an Egyptian cobra. In other words, she wasn't dead. They lied to Mark Antony. She wasn't dead. But then when she found out, she allowed herself to be bitten by an Egyptian cobra, and she died on August 12th, 30 BC. The two were buried together as they had wished, and Egypt became the providence of the Roman Empire. Now, this is a black woman that almost destroyed Rome by herself until a lie came in. And when they told Mark Antony that she was dead, Mark Antony killed himself. And then when she found out that Mark Antony was dead, she allowed herself to be bitten by a cobra, and she died, the Egyptian cobra, and she died on August 12, 30 BC. The two were buried together as they had wished, and Egypt became a providence of the Romans. Now, this is important for you to know, because when you think of a black woman and all of the stuff that black women have done over the years and over the antiquity, you see that black women have always been in the forefront of the battle. They've always been in the forefront of getting things done. And this is why little black boys and little black girls need to know that black women have played a major role in society as a whole throughout the world, as well as black men have played a major role in society as a whole throughout the world. Now, the legacy continues where it says that in the century following her death, Cleopatra and her life have captivated historians, storytellers, and the general public. Well, what does that mean? Whenever they make movies about Cleopatra, this young black 17-year-old queen, they have to use white faces. And they use those white faces with white women so that they can try to whiteize the viewer to get us to think that at that time, white men was not interested in black women. Where at that time, white men has always been interested in black women, and to the point where this young black 17-year-old queen almost destroyed Rome by herself and almost did much, much more damage to Rome. I just thought you need to know that many times when you see stuff played on television and they like to show you that somehow black women are not doing anything, they like to show that black people are not anything, you're getting this African Glory Story series, so you'll know what's going on. That you won't be caught up in the fact that we was nothing, that we had no contribution. We had major contribution then, and we have major contributions now. So I just want you to know that as black people, we make major contributions in the world. So to the little girls and little boys and parents that are watching this series, I want you to know, as black people, we do count, and we've been around since antiquity, and we're still here doing great things. And you can do it as well. God bless. Until next time.